Imagine you spent 40 years building a house. Every month, brick by brick. You laid the foundation, raised the walls, painted the rooms. You skipped vacations, you worked late, you poured your life into it. At 65, you finally step back. It's $1 million home. You feel safe, you feel proud. Then you look at the deed, and your stomach drops. You don't own 100% of it. You have a silent partner. A partner who bought 0 bricks, did 0 labor, took 0 risk. But on move-in day, they show up and say, "I'm taking 30% of the house. Actually, the national debt is up, so maybe 40%, maybe 50%. You get no vote. You are a minority shareholder in your own life's work. That sounds insane, but this is the mathematical reality of a traditional 401k. You log into Fidelity or Vanguard, you see $1 million. You think you're a millionaire. You're not. You're the custodian of a tax liability. Roughly $700,000 is yours. The rest belongs to the government, later. And that later is the problem. I spend a lot of time thinking about financial traps that are disguised as good advice. And the biggest sacred cow in personal finance is this idea that deferring taxes is always smart. It isn't. A traditional 401k is a partnership agreement with the IRS. You put up all the capital. You take all the market risk. If the market crashes 50%, you lose. The government doesn't. But if your money grows from $10,000 to $1 million, the government taxes the harvest. They let you keep the seed tax-free, so they can tax the crop later. And here's the terrifying part. The tax rate is not locked in. When you contribute to a traditional 401k, you're agreeing to pay a tax rate that will be set by politicians 30 years from now, based on how desperate the country is at that time. You are signing a blank check. People love to say, "I'll be in a lower tax bracket in retirement." That advice worked in 1980 for people who retired poor. But if you're successful, if you have a paid-off house, Social Security, maybe rental income, and required distributions, your retirement income may be higher than today. And even if it isn't, look around. We're sitting on $34 trillion in national debt. Social Security and Medicare are underfunded. Interest on the debt now rivals military spending. Do you honestly believe tax rates 20 years from now will be lower? Today's rates are historically low. In the 1950s, top marginal rates exceeded 90%. If you save 22% today to pay 40% later, that's not tax efficiency. That's a negative return. Now let's talk about what I call the tax torpedo. You do everything right. You build a $2 million 401k. Then the government forces withdrawals through RMDs. Say that's $80,000 per year. That gets stacked on top of Social Security. Now 85% of your Social Security is taxable. Your income rises, so your Medicare premiums double under ARMA. Every dollar you pull out is taxed at a higher effective rate than you ever saved. You didn't build a nest egg. You built a tax prison, and the warden charges rent. So why do people love traditional 401ks? Present bias. If you make $100,000 and contribute $20,000, you only pay tax on $80,000. You save maybe 4 or 5K today. That feels like a win. But you didn't avoid tax. You deferred it. That bill didn't disappear. It grew. It's the financial version of shoving dirty dishes in the oven and pretending they're clean. Eventually, you turn the oven on. The alternative is simple, but uncomfortable. Pay tax on the seed, not the harvest. That's what Roth accounts do. You take the hit now. Your paycheck is smaller, but your money grows tax-free forever. If tax rates hit 50% later, you don't care. Your rate is 0. No silent partner. And taxable brokerage accounts matter too. They're taxed at capital gains rates, not income rates. Often 0 to 20%, not 37. By stuffing everything into a traditional 401k, you convert lower taxed gains into higher taxed income. That's inefficient. The right move isn't no 401k, it's strategy. Take the employer match, always, that's free money. After that, diversify your tax exposure. Traditional, Roth, taxable. That gives you control. One bucket means no moves. 3 buckets means options. Because wealth isn't about account balances, it's about ownership. And if someone can change the rules and take half of what you built, you don't fully own it.